Welcome to Sam Zima Network Show. My name is Sam Zima. Today is the 28th of October 2018 and we are broadcasting episode number 22. The topic is Introduction to the LEKGOTLA Way Learning and Development Methodology. Let me once again remind you that you are able to make a follow-up after this broadcast for more information by calling us at our landline +2711 974 9308, or you may use our mobile number +27 72376 7503, or you may send us email at callcenter@cometa-goc.com. Call center is spelled CALLCENTRE and it's at cometa-goc.com. You are welcome to visit our website www.cometa-goc.com. We also encourage you to view our offerings at our online store www.online.cometa-goc.com. Before we proceed with our broadcast, we would like to open the show with a music, and we will be joining you shortly after. Welcome back. The LEKGOTLA Way Learning and Development Methodology. It's a methodology that is based on the African concept of LEKGOTLA. This African methodology is used to create environment favorable to active thinking, dialogue, engagement, learning, development, and resolving of conflicts. This is the African methodology of creating what the famous Nancy Klein calls the time or the thinking environment, as explained in his famous book, thinking environment that is offered by her organization called Time to Think Incorporated. The LEKGOTLA methodology creates the environment for the participants to listen actively, participate without fear, respect each other, and fully engage with the matters of the LEKGOTLA. In the African tradition, the king will have his co-leaders assemble regularly at the king's palace to attend to the leadership matters concerning the village. These leaders are the most cooperative members of the king's leadership, and they spend most of their time at the king's palace. The meetings are conducted according to the LEKGOTLA methodology, and they are chaired by His Majesty the King. It is interesting to note that in African culture, when outsiders arrive in the middle of the LEKGOTLA or the meeting, they are not pushed away, but instead are invited to join in, unless the matters that are being discussed are very sensitive. However, these outsiders humble themselves and stick to the protocol and cultural practices as defined by the clan that is holding that particular LEKGOTLA or the meeting, as we call it. The LEKGOTLA methodology encourages participants to always identify themselves in a way that the other participants will recognize their clan without any difficulty. This is more than stating their names, though. They must always state their origins, and in many cases they go as far as reciting their traditional praises or their traditional origin. The LEKGOTLA environment is very engaging by nature. It facilitates deep thinking, brings out creativity, the listening capabilities, and allows the flowing of the dialogue, conversations. And consultations takes place before decisions are made in that LEKGOTLA settings. Verification of the decisions taken happens there as well, and discussions take place until everybody is satisfied that they have made their input and they have been heard. This is almost similar to the brainstorming methodology, which is often used to generate the ideas. And in the LEKGOTLA setting, it is very, very easy for the ideas to be generated. And it is as a result of the tolerance and the attentiveness by all the participants of the LEKGOTLA. So the LEKGOTLA methodology is appropriate, therefore, for the divergent style of learning and development. So during the deliberations, the king or the chairperson is very patient and allows the conversations to diverge for a while. He, however, knows that he has the duty and responsibility to let them converge and narrow the deliberations towards the end. And he does this by summing up the discussions and facilitating the decision-making process. Traditionally, the seating arrangement during the LEKGOTLA is always in a form of a circle. This is to guarantee equality in the session or in the LEKGOTLA, and nobody appears to be occupying any position of authority, even though they are clear in their mind that His Majesty the King is in charge. The most common venue for the king's lekgotla is at the royal palace. The venue is always perfectly set up for the lekgotla, and this is because one may not know when there will be such a lekgotla, especially in the olden days when they used to experience a lot of invasions by their enemies. The deep sense of respect at the lekgotla is shown by the way the participants address each other. They do not use first names as stated, they will use their praise names. And the king is not called by his name. They will use, before they can address him, they will praise and call him by his praise name. In the Barbadians, they will use praise names like Phahla wa Vauba, which could mean Phahla, the son of Vauba. In this case, both Phahla and Vauba are praise names. The participants in the lekgotla must be in possession of the traditional stick before they can make input. The stick, or indugu as we call it, guarantees them the opportunity to bring their views across without the interference by the other colleagues. As long as they hold onto the indugu or the stick, they are protected by the chairperson, in this case, His Majesty the King. The rest of the participants have to listen attentively and make sure that when their turn comes, they add to the previous speaker's inputs. They should not contradict each other, but add and enrich each other's inputs, unless the nature of a meeting is such that there is a debate and contestation of ideas. And that is the spirit of the lekgotla. The focus and respect goes to the participant who is on the floor, including the positioning of self in the direction he is speaking from. This is to demonstrate that you are actively listening and interested in what he is saying, and of course respect his contribution. Nobody may interject when he is busy talking. You may affirm what they are saying by using body language. The king or the chairperson of the lekgotla has a helicopter view of the proceedings and directs the deliberations accordingly. Once the person on the floor is done, he returns the stick to the chairperson or His Majesty the King. And if the king does not want the stick back to himself, because perhaps he does not see the need, he will request that the stick be put at the center of the cycle. This is for anyone who wants to add or make follow-up inputs to freely do so. If the king realizes that certain participants are dominating the proceedings at the expense of the others who are perhaps shy, he may request the stick to be returned to him. He will then start encouraging those who have not spoken before to do so. He will request the dominant characters to hold on and allow others to also participate. This practice creates the opportunity for the withdrawn participants to practice and to participate and get used to do so regularly. In the long term, the quieter participants learn to speak, the dominant ones learn to keep quiet and practice active listening. Ultimately, the lekgotla methodology produces a balanced and dynamic leadership team. It is possible that there is silence and nobody comes forward for the speak or indugu. then the king or the chairperson can leave it there for as long as he's not prepared to take over control of the LEKGOTLA. Or he may take the stick, keep it with him, and engage in silence as well. The modern practice will be to use silence to engage in body language. Observe the emotions, feel the flow of energy in the LEKGOTLA itself, and the connection that can be felt in the space, the atmosphere. This may suggest that the participants have exhausted their inputs, and it is time for the king to make a ruling or facilitate the process toward decision making. So, silence is encouraged during the LEKGOTLA. It is a powerful form of communicating emotions, feelings, and thoughts. It allows reflections, connection with fellow participants, and further processing of the inputs. It is also possible for the participants of the LEKGOTLA to agree to disagree, and only the king may officially interfere and dissolve the LEKGOTLA, and then of course release the members of the Council of the Royal Palace to go home. So at the end of the LEKGOTLA, therefore, the king will take or rectify the decisions and close that session. He will thank the participants, and in many cases order some meals to be delivered, because they are never told to go home because the LEKGOTLA is over. They do that at their own time. The Royal Palace is their home too. The fire of the Royal Palace is always burning, as they always say, and there is something to do and food to eat. It's a very homely place indeed. That is the introduction of the LEKGOTLA methodology and the methodology that we use for learning and development. And it is derived from the traditional African way of holding meetings at the Royal Palace. We at COMETSA have adopted this methodology, and we use it for learning and development, for facilitation of team buildings, strategy developments, and it really works very well. We do run monthly open public LEKGOTLA networks, and during these networks we address a variety of topics and themes. We have more detailed write-up of how to conduct LEKGOTLA the COMETSA way, and we look forward to hold such meetings and invite you to participate. We will have future broadcasts in which we explain in details and share some insights with you. So thank you very much for participating in this episode number 22. We encourage you, as we did so at the beginning of the broadcast, that you contact us at +2711 974 9308 or at our mobile number +27 72 376 7503. You may also send us email at callcenter@cometsa-goc.com or visit our website www.cometsa-goc.com or view our offerings at our online store www.online.cometsa-goc.com, and you may buy some sessions there online. let's close this broadcast with another song. Thank you. Take care until we see you during the broadcast of episode number 23. Take care and goodbye.